Since the first residents moved to Ebbsfleet, over 3,000 homes have been built, along with community centres, schools, parks and shops. Community-focused events and projects have provided opportunities for residents to feel part of a place, not just a new development.
It's really friendly, there's so many parks around. Having a child as well, it's so easy just to get him in the pram and walk to the park that's near.
Been here quite a while and really enjoying it here, really love the community spirit that they're developing here.
It's an absolutely amazing community, so I absolutely love it.
It's like the inner city village really, especially with all these community things which are, well appreciated.
EDC has committed to the sustainable development principles of supporting a vibrant community, inclusive growth and a healthy environment to make Ebbsfleet a great place to live and work and to include local people in the process. 40% of Ebbsfleet will be parks, walkways, waterways and landscaping. It's also important that residents contribute to a healthy environment through making their gardens biodiverse. As part of the Queen's Jubilee celebrations, EDC organised a series of events where 1,500 trees and 900 potted plants were given away to make people's homes and gardens a little bit greener and connect them with nature.
We've selected a lovely cherry tree for our garden, and then we also have a communal garden that we share with our neighbours, so we've got a little tree that will go into the front as well.
People are very, very surprised we're giving away free trees and giving away free compost and steak. Some of these people have never had a garden before and don't know how to plant a tree, and they're so excited to be able to do something.
We've got 2 toddlers, so yeah, it is important for us to nurture that love for nature and outdoors as well, and what better way of doing that than planting a tree together.
This year saw the opening of Platinum Jubilee Park, with Fusion Festival being a perfect way to showcase the many uses of this flexible community space.
When it comes to the Fusion Festival, it isn't just about celebrating the arts, it's about celebrating well-being as well. There's activity around yoga, we've got talks around mental health, there's opportunities for physical activities and opportunities to do dance. To have it in a fantastic new park, with this fantastic new landscape, with water as a backdrop, but celebrating the diversity of Ebbsfleet through the arts, but also through well-being.
There's loads of parks and loads of walkways and stuff around here, so it's nice that you're, immersed around nature as much as possible.
They've really thought about the space and the families and the people that live around here, like the dog walkers.
You meet other people that are local, like probably most of these people today are, stones throw away, which is nice, and you get to meet your neighbours that you wouldn't necessarily meet.
Emma is a Principal Design Advisor for Ebbsfleet Development Corporation, specialising in landscape architecture and master planning.
This space is at a neighbourhood park scale, so this is one of the larger parks at Ebbsfleet. Eventually, once the bridge is open, it will then connect into the largest scale we have, which is the City Park, and we have 7 city parks, and this will be the Eastern Quarry Lakes. So I think we want to celebrate the character at Ebbsfleet and the lakes and the cliffs. So rather than trying to hide it and conceal it, the space is beautiful. So it's just kind of trying to embrace that and also bring people closer to nature.
I think the whole conversation in the world at the moment has dramatically changed over the last year or two. I think people understand the importance of trees, greenness, horticulture, as probably been a undervalued skill.
EDC has donated money to support new gardens for local schools, including Ebbsfleet Green, Cherry Orchard, Springhead and Lawn Primary, with construction getting underway this year.
It's an opportunity for the community to come together and work on a project of making Ebbsfleet Garden City even greener. Our community garden will be an edible garden where the local community will come in and support the children with growing local produce. So it's a real exciting opportunity and a very unique opportunity for the children.
EDC also supported Lawn Primary with their wellbeing bus, a London bus lovingly redesigned as a space for emotional support called The Nest. A cosy hangout spot even on a wet and windy day.
The Nest now gives a stable, secure place for this to happen. It wouldn't have been able to happen. It would have just been a pipe dream had we not had that financial input into the Nest.
It makes me feel a bit more calm and peaceful.
It's very quiet usually.
It helps my breathing as well.
The children worked with artist Nicole Mollett to visualise their monsters, a way to express a range of feelings and then to work on taming them.
It was important that it had some level of decoration and design that reflected working and being in a primary school and the work that was going to happen on board it.
But how do we make sure spaces are designed with the community in mind? It's about putting the community at the centre of decision making. EDC have collaborated with Cement Fields on an initiative called This Must Be the Place. 16 to 24-year-olds growing up in the area are exploring and shaping Ebbsfleet as it's built, through considering design and identity with a range of professionals.
It was a good idea to bring young people, get them on board and ask them for what they actually want. The students brainstormed their ideal cities and then we put everything on a banner, because writing it down is one thing, but getting it out into something that is visible, publicly visible, is a different thing.
It was just like us trying to understand how we can, make the Garden City a place where everybody can, have some equal ground and some space to do whatever they want to, and for it to be just a very social environment.
The workshops included a trip to Elephant Park in London to meet landscape architect Neil and look at which ideas the students could take back to Ebbsfleet.
Within the planting, we've also got a number of habitat features. So there are these bug hotels that we've designed. We've worked with ecologists to help position those and design them in a way that works well. And we also have bird boxes and bat boxes as well within some of the trees.
As you walk around, keep your eyes peeled, because we'll be asking you later on about your thoughts about the park so that we can learn from that.
I learned about how just looking at the world in terms of nature and how we as a human society can just really gain something from it.
As well as involving young people in the design process, it's also important to facilitate good routes to employment. St George's Church of England School in Gravesend held a business networking event aimed at making sure work experience and apprenticeships are on offer to young people across the Garden City.
From a careers education point of view, it seemed to me to be really important that in order to kind of align with that vision, that we engaged with businesses in our community.
When most people think about construction, they think of the generic jobs such as bricklayers, plumbing, but there's so much more. It can be, if you're interested in business, there's something to do. You can do that in construction. If you're interested in law, even fashion.
This is an ideal opportunity to bring businesses together with education practitioners, and particularly around some of the challenges that we're facing around getting young people into skills training and into work. We're so close to London, the assumption is that the work is in London, whereas if there's work on your doorstep, it's much more sustainable. So I think the more we can integrate really around those issues, the better.
As the community grows, EDC is keen to hand the baton of community building over to the residents themselves. The Creative Exchange, an initiative led by Blueprint Arts, is a training programme for adults who want to programme and organise events for their community.
Because a lot of people in our cultural forum group had connections to South America, and that was something that we really wanted to celebrate for the rest of the community. The content and what we've done today and what we've celebrated has completely been led by them, which is really important.
As I live here, I was very keen to be involved. As you can see, I've got children, so I wanted family things.
I've learned a lot about myself, how much is rewarding to be able to give your time to other people,
When do you ever get the opportunity to work actually in the area that you live in? That was quite new for me, and to actually bring cultural activity to an area that was really important to me and that I lived in.
I just enjoy being part in this community where you see everyone giving of their time. And after that I was like, okay, I'm in.